Okay, everyone, we have a great guest with us today, Greg McLeod. I'm going to make you the presenter, Greg. I spoke to Greg, I believe, once before on FX Street, and we had a great time during that interview, Greg. So I'm looking forward to hearing your voice and seeing your screen.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
I can, Greg. Thank you so much for. I'm doing good, buddy. It's so nice to have you back here. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and address the F.A.C.E community. So how long ago was it the last time you and I talked? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2015.
Okay. And you'd still call me your good friend. So that's nice that you call me your good friend on Twitter, and I'm happy to be that. And I'm curious what's on your radar. Maybe start with the question, I know you're a trader. Are you a dollar bull or a dollar bear, Greg? That's a big debate now.
Well, the big is always the perennial debate. The bulls versus bears is the dollar staging a rally, and is it going to be stronger? And I believe that we've got a lot of headwinds for the U.S. dollar. You have a president that really wants a weaker dollar to stimulate exports and the like, but we also have some things going on with the euro. As far as I don't know if you can see my screen, and it's just simple multiple times. Can you?
Okay.
Am I
I can see. I see a weekly euro, and a 15-minute euro, and a 5-minute euro. So this is the way you're looking at the markets. You have you start with your telescope and break it down into your microscope.
Yeah, exactly. It's dropping down into that, into going from a 50,000-foot orbital view, and then focusing down on the shorter term trend. Now this switched over to, let's see, I want to actually go to I want to do like 5, I usually use 5 deviations from what I like to trade. So if I'm trading off a daily, okay, like I said, I took a little scalp there off this bounce that we had. And I think I posted in Twitter about the harvest moon, and and usually the euro is very strong in that so there's a seasonal bias for the euro in the September, October, and we had a late harvest moon. And
so you're a lunatic too.
And yeah, I'm a lunatic. Yeah, lunar trader. I was head of F.A.C.E. I was the head of lunar trading. People never believe.
Shine on harvest moon and buy the euro.
There you go.
All right.
Under the euro moon. Yeah. So I mean, this is very simple. I always say that if you get a kid, you get a 12-year-old kid, they can probably look at the market and be able to see that we have higher swing highs and higher swing lows on a weekly chart. And then zoom in on that bar. We have a nice reversal bar there off that area, and that was the date of that harvest moon that I had posted. And you can see that I posted that in Twitter last week, and I said, hey, we're gonna have that move bounce off. This was also a 55 period moving average. We bounced off that, but we had also our full moon that occurred, and but
so you look at new moons and full moons. For on that last chart, it looked like you had some new moons up there.
Yeah, there were some new moons there. I just particularly focus on the full moons.
Okay.
Yeah, and when they come up, they come up once a month. It was just a quick a quick trade for me. But I had a couple of my students that when I posted it in my Google Plus group, they actually they're still in it. They're holding on. I'm more of a scalper, so I was looking for the bounce and I got out. But there's as long as you've got this weekly trend that's so strong, there is nothing that I'm seeing higher swing highs and higher swing lows. There's nothing that tells me to be a dollar a bull at all. Okay, not until maybe this low at the 1700 is broken. If we get that low broken, then hey, we got a lower low and a lower swing high. Then it's real simple. I'm looking at shorts.
Okay, so
was
your line,
1674.
your bull bear line is 117 right here.
Yeah, right around there.
Got it.
You got a nice little double bottom. Price came here, long wick there. Price came there. You have a couple of wicks, and that's they're buyers strong. They're buyers that stepped in there, and you know, I mean, this whole little decline was due to the whole what's going on in Spain with the breakaway republic, and once they decided, hey, we're not going to break away anymore, we want to discuss, then we got that kind of a rebound. But we've had strength in the, and I have a little, I use, I create an indicator called Transpire CSI, which is currency strength. So basically I can go to this currency strength indicator and, you know, and we're above an 89 period moving average. I use fib moving averages too. And this is a great way, instead of me having like, you know, I got three screens, but if I had like, you know, all my charts of all my moving averages on there, it takes a whole bunch. But programming this indicator where I have my moving average, my 89, which is the fib number, and I'm looking at the different currency pairs. I'm like saying, hey, look, you know, it's where we have our, we're bullish, we're strong. The bias is up to the upside, and so I'm long euro, long pound. And you know what's odd though, it's got dollar Swiss is showing some strength as well. You know, so there's a little mix up there.
Maybe long euro Swiss has been a performer for the last several months.
Yeah, and you can see that my my SW bias has been strong on. I not only have a moving average bias where I'm above my 89 period moving average, but I also have my SW bias, strong weak bias, is favoring that too, because Swiss franc is -3 on my strength indicator. So I just pair, you know, just like if you were preparing a boxing match, I like your image of you like boxing, taking on the markets, right? And we're like fight promoters. We want to take that strong euro and pair it with a weak currency pair, put them in the ring together, and then bet on the winner. So that's what basically I'm doing. So
you use this. Yes. So you use this to teach people about trade selection, because you want to be long what shows up on, you know, it's almost like a currency meter of showing the strongest to the weakest. You want to be long the strength on weakness and short the weakness on strength based upon this.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I really believe in relative strength, because have you experienced that even if you're early, but you're long a relative strength pair, that it's more forgiving, even if you're early, because the trend and the power and the momentum is going to bail you out, even if your entry isn't perfect.
Exactly. That's a great observation. Because a lot of times, you know, if you're a counter trend scalper, you could have taken this down for some pips, but I tell you, there are going to be more pips to the upside. I mean, we can see a rechallenge of the 121, the old high. You know, there are probably a lot more pips to the upside. You could have taken it short here. You know, you could have taken a little short trade, but look at the amount of pips you got. I mean, that's paltry compared to if you got in line with the strength. Yeah, right.
Do you have a tool that will tell you? Do you have a tool that will tell you what to expect as far as a new high in the euro, which it looks like, you know, could manifest for having objectives on a long trade from the harvest moon? Any way that you measure it or targets for your trades?
Yeah, for measuring targets for trades, I just use traditional, you know, Fibonacci expansions.
Okay.
You know, from a common swing. So if I would take something like, I mean, the only thing you can probably look at here is if we do top out here at this.
Yeah, it could be a head and shoulder.
19. it could be head and shoulders. So that's
I'm reading your
the
mind. I'm reading your mind, man.
Yeah, my network. You're in my head. You're in my head.
I know. So the Euro bears are going to try and make a case that it's the right shoulder up here. Yeah, I don't think so. But go ahead.
But exactly, this would be a great point where if bears are getting short here, they're going to be placing their stops above that shoulder, because that's the failure of that pattern. Above
119, about Greg. There'll be at least one buy stop. You think?
Yeah, exactly. And that'll be a great. Once they get stopped out, or they try to add positions, they'll try to not believe that this is going. You'll have a short squeeze rally, and that's what you want to do. You want to see maybe a little bit of a dip on this, and when it crosses that line, you go ahead and you go for the jugular here, because it takes a while for these patterns to go bearish. This has been, since the lows of 104 down here. I mean, we had a nice falling wedge pattern here. Our wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a beautiful wedge.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean,
so you pretty much trade naked. You don't really have any indicators on your chart. You trade naked.
I moving averages. I love my moving averages. Yeah. Okay. And
all right.
And I'll throw now once I'm into scalping mode, like if we're approaching or like an opening range breakout scenario, because I know I've heard some of the previous guests are talking about things are going to have been in ranges for a long period of time, and that's perfect for me, because I'm going to drop down to my 5-minute chart, and there's I can grab some pips on a opening range breakout, like from this London breakout session.
Okay,
and
so
I can grab.
You're up for Europe. You're up for Europe. Where do you live? Where do you trade from?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so you're up at 11, 12 o'clock at night to trade Europe?
For 3 a.m. is about 2 a.m. my time. Okay. Central time.
Do you sleep?
Yeah. And where are you? Yeah, I do. Usually this move is kind of fast, and I might trade New York open, and then I'm done for the day.
Okay.
If I'm on vacation somewhere. last couple of times.
Are you finding most of your better trades, whether they're continuation or reversal trades, happening in the European session and the London session, other than more of those happening there than in the U.S. session?
Well, I usually find that it seems like London sets the tone of the market. What we have is, like, if the high is made in London, then we'll usually see that the U.S. market is going to continue. Okay, very rarely do you find this market, like, I wouldn't be, even though the dominant trend is up right now, the short-term trend is down, and so I'm scalping this to the downside unless we get back, price does something wacky and breaks back above this this range. This is I call it it's called the opening range breakout. Tony Crable and Logical Trader.
Right.
They came up with this. I didn't come up with this, but we come up.
I'm going to ask you. I know you're a mentor. You're an educator. I'm going to ask you a few questions that have been asked by me, to me, by traders over the years, and maybe you could even give us an answer based on your personal journey. How long did it take you, or should it take anybody, to have realistic expectations to begin to be proficient in the market if they stick with it? How long?
That's a really good question. I was lucky. I had like the kiss of death, because my very first trade was soybeans back in '96, and I tripled my money. I turned $1,000 to $3,000. Off of hot trade.
That's bad luck. When your first trade's a winner.
Exactly, because you think you're invincible, and I thought I was invincible. I thought, well, gee, this is, it'd take me, a whole couple of months to make this kind of money as a teacher,
Right.
So let's go ahead and, I don't need any teaching. I don't need mentorship. I can do this myself. And there was no internet. Remember back in the day? Hey, it was.
Yeah. You'd call in your orders. You'd call them in.
He called in your orders. Yeah, and I drove them crazy. They're like, is it up there? No, Greg, it's not. Is it up there? No, stop calling, Greg. It's like, hey, is it up there? Because I was not a scout.
I remember sending your balance out when I was a broker. Okay, I'm kidding you. But so how many years really? Authentically, Greg, did it take you, I get a lot of answers like 4 years, like what it takes to get an undergrad degree in college. Is that what it took you?
Yeah, it took me about 4 years, 3 to 4 years. And, but it wasn't until I got help.
Do your mentees get discouraged because of all the hype they see on the internet that they're going to be proficient traders in 90 days or 6 months or whatever unrealistic time frame they come in with? How do they react when you say that to them?
Well, what happens is with my system, I've lost. If last time you probably saw me, I weighed like 240 pounds, probably eating really well, living, traveling all over the place. And I'm down.
Really living large.
Really living large, right? So rather than losing pips, I decided to lose weight. So I lost like about 30 pounds, and it took about a couple 3 to 4 months to get that rolling on this keto diet. So, but I had to stick with it. And once you have a system and you have a mentor or a coach, you can drastically reduce that learning curve. Like I know I've had students that have been doing this for 10 years, and until they got with me, like my student Rod Cox, he turned 2,000 to 20,000. I think he got to 37,000, blew up, and then brought it back to 37,000 again using my system. But before, he spent 10 years in the wilderness. And so your wilderness walk is really determined. If you try to do it yourself with YouTube videos, you need to plug into like Dale, guys, you got to plug into me or find someone who you resonate with and plug in so you can shorten that curve, because it could be 4 years, it could be 14 years, and some people give up. And I know that on this, for me to lose all this weight, I followed recipes on the internet, and I followed the recipe. I followed the plan that Dr. Berg or whoever I'm following, and I follow the recipe. And when I follow the recipe, I've got the result. And if you don't have a recipe to follow, a lot of you guys have the ingredients. You got the stochastics, you got the MACD, you've got all the ingredients, but you can't make a cake. So having someone over you really can shorten that curve, where I've had guys that have done it in a year. I've done it in 6 months. But if you're not dedicated, you don't have that kind of time. You got to dedicate about 7 hours a week to this, practicing and simulation, not done with simulation. You got to watch videos. You've got to practice. And if you don't do that, then that lengthens the time you spend in that wilderness. So,
I want to let some of these people off the hook that give up, because, I used to say, you don't lose till you quit. But, some people may recognize that for a variety of reasons, they're not suitable. And there is no law that you must trade. It's a choice, okay? So some people may not have the emotional stability to do it. Most are way undercapitalized to do it, which brings me to this. I've heard this question a lot. I'd like to hear your answer. They'd say to me, Dale, can I trade for a living with a $10,000 account? So if I say, Greg, I'm your student. Greg, I have 10K. Can I trade for a living with my $10,000 account? What do you say?
Well, it all depends on where you live and what your lifestyle is.
Okay, you know what I say, Greg? I live in San Diego. Okay? So
give it up.
I say yes. I say yes, you can trade with 10K if you want to live beneath an underpass. You can make a live if you live beneath an underpass. So you believe that it's possible?
Well, my students do about 4 to 6% per week. I just tell them 4 to 6%. Wow. I get guys saying, I got a $500 account. Can I make a living off a $500 account? I go, okay, just take six. Okay, you're gonna ask me this ridiculous question. 6% of $5,000 is what? $30. So if you make $30 a week times 4, if you can live off $120 a month, then you got it, and we can do something.
So then you're doing a couple 100% a year if that's your target. 6% a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, those are phenomenal numbers. Well, I want you to manage. I want you to manage all the money I have left.
Now, for people that don't have the, like you said, may not have the acumen, or they have the suitability, there is, I have a program where I have my students that trade. I have a student that trades for me. A lot of times I'm not in the market because I'm mirroring my students.
And that's something you learn. The student becomes the teacher at times. I've experienced that. So you know what I'd like you to do, buddy? Why don't you show your website and let people know where they could find you, and what your programs are like, and maybe you'll get some business here. And I
definitely. Thanks.
Greg is authentic. And I also got one of the questions was, "Hey, bro, happy birthday, Greg. Great to see you live."
Oh, dude.
From Holger. Is it your birthday today?
It is. It is.
You're kidding me. Because there's a tradition. Yeah. There's a tradition. So was it a birthday gift to come and hang out and face and bullshit with me today?
Definitely.
All right. Well, then then here's a topping on the cake, buddy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Greg McLeod. May the pips rain on you. Happy birthday, my trading warrior brother. Yeah.
Thank you.
What a great day to have you. Huh?
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be with you on this day. And hopefully,
what are you, 39? You about 39 years old now? I stopped there like Jack Benny. You're 39?
Thanks a lot. No, I'm actually half a century, a little over half a century, 51.
Ah, you're young. Okay, so this is a promo that you have. You have a 7-day trial. And
it's called My Forex. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is what, if I want to see what's going on in the market, like this is like my short term, like, hey, I want to see what's active, what's popping, what's dropping in the market. And I used to use this a lot when I was scalping in the Pip and Run show, when I had the show back with Daily FX and F.A.C.E. And and so basically I'm like looking at, hey, it's based on percentage change. And it's great. I can see what's up. Once it breaks above 0.2%, it goes green. If it's not, it's in a range, then we can stay out of the stuff that's choppy, And if it's dropping south, we can see that, hey, we got dollar pairs, dollar CAD, dollar yen. The families are all moving to the downside. So I'm looking at initially shorting these. They got oil down here as well. So this is.
I noticed on Twitter you also have a trading checklist that I think could be pretty handy for people.
Yes, exactly. I've got our prepared to trade checklist, and
that's where people have to answer every question before they risk money. Like I say, you have to know why you're getting in, where you're wrong, and what you're looking for. If you can't answer that, don't do it. All of those. So here comes
and it's there you go. And I'll go ahead and get. Is there a chat box I can pop the links in, or?
Yeah, there it is. Get free instant access to Prepared to Trade checklist and download your copy. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. It's nice to talk to a veteran guy like you. You and me have seen a few cycles, and what a great coincidence that it was your birthday, Greg. And I hope that this is your best year ever in all ways.
You too. And I wish you all the best. And thanks for inviting me. Pleasure to be here. An honor.
Had a great time talking to you, my trading warrior brother. Everyone thank Greg McLeod, and now you know how to follow him. His Twitter handle is at Greg McLeod Trader, and you can find him at EliteTradersUniversity.com. All right, buddy. Good hunting.
All right, my friend. Take
Thank
care.
you,
Happy
Greg.
trading. Happy hunting.
Thank you, buddy.
Cheers. Bye.
All right. Thank you, F.A.C.E, and thank you, investing.com, for joining our show. We'll wrap it up with TGIF tomorrow. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll be seeing everyone tomorrow. Most of all, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Money comes and goes. Time is gone forever. Make it count. Thanks for spending some of your most precious currency with us every day. Thank you, Greg.